Hello, students. I am Mrs. Phyllis Calderon, violin teacher and owner of A Touch of Classical Plus, Calderon Music Studio. In today's video, I am talking about the bow hold. How do you hold the bow? So this video assumes that you've already learned the parts of the bow. And so I want to quickly share about the shape of your hand. So if you can go ahead and hold up your right hand, that's the hand we use to hold the bow, your right hand. Okay, and before we go any further, please subscribe to the channel and like the video. All right, let's get to it. Hold up your right hand, just let your fingers dangle like this. What do you notice? The fingers are naturally curved. They are relaxed. They're soft. I like to call them sleepy. My fingers are sleepy. Sleepy fingers are relaxed fingers. What do you notice about the thumb? There's a natural bend to the thumb. This is how the fingers must lay over the stick. Okay, soft, sleepy, and curvy. All right, for anyone who's first beginning, I highly recommend practicing the bow hold with a pencil or a marker. I have another tool I'll show in just a minute, but this is a marker. And then the marker is really good for small hands, or if you have a thick pencil, it's really good for the small hands. And so what you want to do is lay your fingers over the stick, or in this case, the pencil. Okay. And I'm just letting my thumb hang here for a second, because what you're doing is just focusing on having a nice relax. You're not squeezing, you're not grabbing. You're just letting the fingers hang over that pencil. Or if you're using a marker, just let your fingers hang over. Okay. And then what you want to do next, go ahead and bring that thumb. I'm going to show this side. See that nice bend in the thumb? And you're going to place it under where your second finger is. So it's going to look like this, a circle. Okay. And then you're going to bring that pinky and just let it stand nice and soft on top. And what do you notice about those fingers? Only the pinky is on top. And there's our nice circle. And look at the wrist. What do you notice about the wrist? There's a nice bump in the wrist. Okay, I'll show it to you from this angle. And what do you notice about the index finger? Which way am I laying on it? I'm laying toward the left, so toward the tip of the bow. Okay, now I'm going to show you. So this is what your bow hold should look like. Okay, now I'm going to show you what it should not look like. I'm going to use my pencil for this one. I'm going to lay my fingers across the bow, across the pencil. My thumb is going to go here, but I'm going to show you what it should not look like. Oh no! What's happened? You can see the tension in those fingers. You can see the tension in the wrist. Look at how the pinky is pushing down on that pencil. And the thumb, look how it's squeezing up. This is not acceptable. We want to have relaxed, sleepy fingers. You should be able to, like you're squeezing an orange, right? Or you're, just gently squeezing and orange. My finger should be flexible and soft. Never like this, squeezing. Now let me show you what happens when, if you're doing this and you're trying to play, there's no flexibility in that wrist. And so when you play, it's not going to sound good. You should be able to move your wrist. These are just some exercises to practice. Before you put that bow to the string, just make sure everything is nice and flexible. You should be able to do this because you're not squeezing. If you're squeezing, look, oh, I'm not able to squeeze that orange. I'm not able to move my fingers, but it's this. Nice and soft. Okay, and let me show you one more thing. This is a rooster chopstick. Another tool I sometimes use with my students. This part, the tail of the rooster, is where the thumb will sit. And then the middle fingers would go over the body, and then the pinky will sit where the mouth is. And then the index is just laying down toward the tip. This is something I picked up at a music shop. Southwest Strings may have them, but they're chopsticks. That's what they're called, and it's a great way to practice holding the bow, especially useful for younger students with small hands. Okay, before transferring that to the actual bow. So when you're in this position, whatever you're using, right, your marker or your pencil, it doesn't matter. Practice holding the bow with that. And then the next thing you're going to do is turn that pencil or stick toward you and just practice going down with your arm, down and up. Let me see if I can lower this. You're going to go down and notice your wrist. Again, you want to notice the motion of your wrist. It should be nice and loose. Down and up. And here, I'm not using my shoulder. I'm bowing from the elbow. So if I turn this on the angle, as if I'm playing the violin, it's going to look like this. And again, I'm just using my forearm for this. And look at my wrist though. So when I come out, when I go down, my wrist is flat, but then when I come back up, there's that bump. See that? Down and up. So this is a good exercise to practice. You want to look for a square in your arm when you do that. So you can practice that on your arm. Put the bow hand to your left arm and go down and up like this. Okay, so these are some preliminary exercises to do to get used to holding the bow. And lastly, when you're ready, or when your teacher says you're ready, when I say you're ready let's take out your bow, and now we're going to do that same motion on your bow. And I like to start here, just like you did with the pencil. Drop the fingers over, let them hang over the stick like this. Set it up first. Don't be in a rush to hold the bow yet. Just think about what you're doing. You know, sometimes it really helps to go slowly and to think about how it feels, right? How does it look? Because all of that is going to help you understand how it should sound. So how it feels is going to translate to how it sounds. How does it sound when it sounds good? What did that feel like? Okay, so here I am. My fingers are over the stick. I'm going to go ahead and put my thumb under the stick. There's that bump. Remember, we don't want to squeeze up. So let the knuckle hang as if it's going to touch the hair. Right, and then my pinky is going to sit so softly on top of the stick, and I'm going to slide my fingers down, and there's the hold. So notice my pinky is sitting in front of the screw, My middle fingers are over the frog. My bow has a design here. Some bows have a frog's eye. That ring finger will sit over the frog's eye. And then my index finger is going to rest over the grip, like that. You don't want to have too much space between the fingers. Just natural, just like how your fingers, when you dangle them, that's natural. That's the natural spacing. That's all you need. Nothing more, nothing less. And then we can practice that exercise with the bow, down and up, and again, paying attention to the flexibility of the wrist, or turn it this way. I don't recommend putting the hair on your garment. Just put it above it, and then you can practice doing down bow and up bow. Down is when we pull the bow, and up is when we push the bow. Down and up. And then when this is all good, then you can go ahead and rest your bow on the string and practice doing that on open strings. And that's it for now. So I hope this was helpful for you. If you ever have any questions or you need some tips or some help with things, feel free to reach out to me. My is in the description, and I will talk with you soon. Have a great practice time at home.